Please note that in this recording, some of the questions may be inaudible, but the Master's answers are audible and clear.
Any questions you'd like to ask?
Master, this morning was such Indian man who could understand it when other people were dancing at the end of the satsang. I was wondering what it was.
Indian people were laughing at that?
Yes, there was something in the discourse that was funny. A story or something they were telling must have been funny. I was wondering what that was.
All stories are funny. You see, now if I have to explain to the Sangat outside what makes you laugh, what will I tell them? You always laugh without any rhyme and reason. So same way, they also laugh. They also like to relax. Stories are always funny. Yes.
Master was married, the teacher from my had a beautiful wife, and her
This is a very delicate subject. And I don't have much experience in a way to give some solid advice. But I happened to read once Dera Maharaj's letter to one of his very near and dear ones. He wrote some problem that my marriage problem, this and that. That letter I have not read. But I have got his letter, Baba's letter, which he wrote to the gentleman. He says, I don't understand your problem of marriage. Marriage is a marriage and there is a solution. Just two words. I don't understand your problem of marriage. Marriage is a marriage and that is the solution. So now you can understand yourself. How to discharge that responsibility. Yes?
Master, my daughter of 10 years old wakes up in the middle of the night and she sees ghosts and spirits. Is it all right that I told her to say Radha Soami in order to be protected?
See, as far as protection is concerned, this ghost and spirits, they are just her imaginations. There is no harm in any way. But to give a moral confidence to a child, you can say anything. You should just give a moral confidence to the child that I am being protected and nobody can harm. I know about my own daughter. When she joined the convent in Dalhousie, naturally is a Christian, Catholic. So they give to every child a small picture of Christ. And when she first time came home, and of course she didn't know what prayer is, but she remembered some word and then lie down and kept the picture under the pillow. And I said, Nimi, why are you keeping this? He said, Papa, Christ protects me the whole night. He awakes and I sleep. And that mental, sport, and she would sleep without any fear. So you can give any mental consolation to the child so that this thing should go out of her mind. No spirit and ghost will bother. Yes?
Master, why do some people see spirits and others not?
There's no question of why. You see, there are spirits. I don't deny that there are no spirits. But they are not so much. I mean, people don't see them so much as they just talked about. It is actually our own attachments with them that we see them. Others are not attached to them. Especially spirits haunts those people where they are very much attached to people on the earth by living, and suddenly they die. At once you see some accident happens or something happens, suddenly they die. And they're very much attached to the people on earth while living. So then, as a spirit, they haunt them for some time. Then, you see, it just disappears. It is more superstition and fear in people's mind than actually the spirits what they see or the ghosts they encounter. Yes.
The mind is our enemy at heart. Now, with another portion of our mind, we're supposed to fight off the enemy part of our mind. Do we have a name for this other part of the mind that is dark conscious?
You can call it higher mind, noble mind, better mind. Just a way of expression. Yes.
Master, is there anything that we can do in order to receive the grace to be able to meditate?
Yes, by meditation. By His grace we meditate. And we invoke His grace by attending to the meditation more and more. His grace grows by our meditation. Yes.
There's a big picture about longing and patience.
Longing and patience. You see, naturally, when the longing is there, anxiety is there to become one at once. Patience is just a helplessness of the lover because he can't meet. He can't help it. There's no sense in howling and crying. He has to learn to live with patience. But when one is in love with so intensity of longing, then naturally the anxiety is to become at once one with his object. But since he can't help it, so it's better for him to learn patience. By unnecessity he's already miserable, why make him more miserable? Yes.
In the Bible, there was a story about Christ, and the children came unto Christ, and the disciples started to shoo the children away. Christ stopped them. And he said, bring the children to me. And then he looked at the children, and he said, unless you become like one of these, you'll never enter the kingdom of heaven. What quality was his sin?
Innocence. Innocence. We have no malice against anybody. We have no motive against anybody to harm anybody. Innocent. They are just pure like honey. Absolute innocent. Harmless to anybody, everybody. You give them a piece of pebble, they'll play with it. You give them a diamond, they'll play with it. You have no distinction between a piece of stone or your very most precious diamond. You're happy with any. They're so innocent. Yes, anybody.
And you said in the book that the is not essential, but it's a great help. But if you possess the imagination or the desire or whatever it is to see other things or people inside, does that when you're trying to concentrate, does it mean that those things are there because they're attachment? And when the attachment is gone, you will have the ability for dhyan.
Sister, in order to eliminate such attachments, we do dhyan. Not when the attachments go, we will be able to do dhyan. In order to eliminate these attachments, which haunt us day and night, we do dhyan. Just to eliminate that.
But if you just do dhyan, you can really form that.
No, dhyan is just for the purpose of holding the attention here. and to eliminate all other visualizing the faces of others. Just to eliminate that. That is the answer. Because mind is in the habit always that it's always thinking about something or another. And about whomsoever we are thinking, we are trying to visualize their form. Their forms also appear before us. So these are two faculties of the mind. We want to occupy both the faculties of the mind, so that it doesn't run away anywhere. So that is why we try to visualize the form of the master. And because it's a positive, so when we visualize the form of the master, the visualization of the other forms automatically will disappear. Mind is same.
When a master sings abroad, does the parties love or the karmas that bring them to a particular thing around the world?
What, pardon?
When a master sings abroad, does the parties love or the karmas that bring him to a particular center around the world?
I think it is their indiscipline. Yes.
In Australia, we have a speak of a woman who is 82 years old, and she said she has a lot of psychic information, and yes, she said a lot of it happened to coincide with our mom, and she wanted to know what she should do about it, and secondly, where the information was coming from.
From wherever it may come, she should try to digest it, rather than to share with anyone, and try to guide or misguide anyone. She should try to digest it. Would you like to read something particular? Yes?
The Sukhmani or Guru Arjan Dev?
Sukhmani of Guru Arjan Dev. From where did you hear it? You see, and that's good. It's a very good book. But I don't think we have in our record here. But we can read something from Guru Nanak, you see. Because his, no matter what Shabad you take, rather of any mistake, the same music comes. You play on any instrument, the music will be the same. We will discuss Guru Nanak, Shabad Brahma. Is Kufa Mera Khud Kundara.
When we're at the I-centered doing seminars, we did concentrate on the concentration to withdraw the soul from. The simmering just sort of still has a cooling power. The soul concentration.
Simran has the capacity to pull your consciousness back to the eye center and to hold it there. Simran helps us to withdraw our consciousness to the eye center from the 9 apertures and to hold it here. Then Shabad pulls it upward. Yes.
The name is the same as the name that you explain.
What you mean to say that Creator is same as the creative power? Name and named. Name is Naam. Named whom it refers to. The God. That's what you are asking?
I would like to be other words.
I
would like to explain in other words.
Not what you're finding. What other words?
You are stuck in
In?
abstract. I cannot grasp
You see, the Creator and His creating power, the same thing. Creating power comes from the Creator. So whether it is the Creator or His creator power, it is same thing. Whether the Lord or His order or His cosmic law, the same thing. Because it comes from Him. It cannot come from anywhere else. So that is what you are referring to, name and named. Creator and creative power. The Lord and His cosmic law. Guru Nanak calls it hukum. His order. They are same thing. No difference between them. In St. John also Christ says, Word is God. God is Word. This Word is His creative power. And God is the creator. And there's no difference between them. Yes.
Does the Lord prefer an active beggar or a passive beggar?
What is your definition of active beggar and passive beggar?
Active beggar is constantly knocking.
Constantly knocking.
And passive is just a knock and then goes away and comes back and knocks.
You see, question of Lord preferring doesn't arise because He is the one who is making you passive beggar or the active beggar. It is He. So He knows what He prefers, what He wants to make you. I mean, how He wants to dance, how He wants you to dance, He knows. Because He is the doer. So whatever role He gives, He likes that role. He likes both. These are just comparative words, nothing else. Yes.
When other people speak ill of us, do they wash away our bad karma?
When you don't speak ill of them at all, if you also speak ill of them, then you get it back. Perhaps with interest. Yes.
Master, I have a question to ask concerning chastity and a statement made by Great Master Bhati, in which he says, do not allow anyone to touch you, even in innocent play or in love, because human bodies are like mirrors of glass, which cannot be carried together because they are liable to be broken by striking against each other.
Sister, is very simple. You see, love, when emotion, it raises you. It pulls you upward. When passion, it pulls you downward. Now it depends upon you how you express your love. By touching, by talking. In what way? What is your motive? Follow my point. When emotion, it raises you up. When passion, it pulls you down.
So if your motive is that of love and not passion, then it is okay.
Then that love which you are calling emotion is always for the Father. That is not for humans. That is for Father.
Then we shouldn't touch.
No, you can touch. As long as your emotions are all good, as long as your motive is good. It's the mind. See, the daughter is in the father's lap. Nothing wrong with it. The same woman, another person's lap. can be different. It's the same thing, what we see, but it's a different thing altogether. The mind is the same. Yes.
Master, is it correct that our destinies are shaped by the selection of certain karmas from the storehouse of our kinship karma?
Destiny is?
Is it correct that our destiny is formed by the selection of certain karmas out of the vast storehouse of
That's right.
kinship karma?
That's right. That's right.
For a soul that is destined to come to a perfect saint, who is it that makes the selection of those karmas that will comprise the destiny of that person? Is it the master or is it God?
When the marking is done there, then automatically all these things happens. When marking is done by the Father always. Marking is not done by the car. And the soul is allotted to certain mistake, or any soul is marked to follow the path, then automatically, you see, the destiny shapens in such a way that soul will be in the company of the Master.
For those who are not to be initiated, then, is it the call that selects those karmas that will become the destiny of that person?
Otherwise, you see, you have to, whatever you sow, so shall you reap. Whatever karmas we collect in this creation, we have to account for, one way or another, now or hereafter. We have to account for. This creation is a proof of our desires. This creation is a proof of our desires. These are our desires will pull us back again and again to this creation. Yes.
I would like to do some hospice work, that is, working with dying people, helping cancer patients, etc.
Yes, sister.
Would it be wise to help them that their last thoughts would be on the Lord instead of on some desires they have?
Well, you can do. There's no harm in doing it. There's no harm in reminding about the Lord to anybody. There's no harm in putting love and devotion in people's mind about the Father, one way or another. It's always good. You also stand the situation much better, and the person may also benefit by it. Yes.
If a disciple is devoted to the spiritual practice and puts in his time in meditation, can he expect most likely to contact Shabbat in his lifetime?
I'm not followed your question.
If a person is devoted to their spiritual practice and they keep their vows and they put their time in meditation, would they usually be expected to contact the Shabbat in that lifetime, or is that just...
Why not? Why not? Definitely. Yes.
Master, when a person goes in for the first time and sees the radiant form of the Master, does that mean that every time he sits in meditation after that, he'll always see the radiant form of the Master?
No, it's not essential. Sometime he may not. Sometime when he least expects he may. But at a certain stage, then you can always be with him.
Maharaj, question that I am going to read from the service and individuals, if I suppose Maharaj's comments on the question may be beneficial, general.
Hanji.
The question arises like this. In Satsangi, regularly evokes 3 to 4 hours of early morning between 1:30 to 5:30 a.m. to meditation. But as he very much likes music and world news and sports news. News another 3 to 4 hours in the daytime. These special issues. Now, the question is, does this habit, listening to radio for 3 to 4 hours a day, in the early morning to the late evening, consistent with the life of a suffering?
Just there is nothing wrong with all that. They are very innocent hobbies, innocent source of catching our attention. Because otherwise, mind will do something still worse. See, there's nothing wrong in hearing news and radios or reading or sitting or little being social, as long as our attitude towards meditation is there. Time to meditation, attitude to the teaching is there. These are the innocent things which occupies your mind. Because 24 hours you cannot sit in meditation. You have to spend other hours also in life. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes.
Master, will you speak a little bit about Charan, the word, the meaning of the word?
You see, Sharan means surrender, resignation to the master. And we can only surrender which belongs to us. I cannot surrender to anyone which belongs to you or to anyone else. I can only surrender to someone which belongs to me. So we say that I have surrendered to the master. But what have they surrendered? Are they, do they dominate their mind? Mind is to be surrendered. They themselves have already surrendered to the mind. And how can they surrender to the Lord or surrender to the master? First they must make their mind own. They must control their mind. And then we can say we surrender to you. When we have not been able to have any control on our mind, how can we surrender to anybody? So real surrender comes with meditation. When we go beyond the realm of mind and Maya, then we surrender to his will. Now we have surrendered to the will of the mind. Then we surrender to the will of the Lord. That is real surrender. Because there is a love in the soul for the Father. Soul is always yearning to become one with the Father. But it is being dominated by the mind, so it's helpless. The moment the weight of mind is lifted, just as the magnet attracts the needle, so the soul is attracted towards the Father. That is a real surrender, where you lose your own identity, your own being. You become another being. You don't exist anymore. That is surrender. Meditation is nothing but a process to surrender. It is a rehearsal to surrender, so that we are able to surrender to the Lord. Yes.
You spoke to us a few nights ago about all our meditation is for the mind, and that our soul is yearning to go home all the time. And then a few days ago I read in Quest for Life that when a soul really wishes to go home, there's nothing that can prevent it.
Nothing?
Nothing that can prevent it.
Yes.
This is law. So those two things in my mind became confused. It seemed like a contradiction.
They're not contradictory at all.
I don't understand it.
No. You see, soul can only go back to the Father when Father marks that soul. Then nobody can stop that soul going back to the Father. It's a question of time. It's only a question of time. So soul, there's a yearning in the soul towards its own origin, but due to the mind it is helpless. So meditation is meant for the mind. Because there is so much, mind is a weight on the soul. And we want to eliminate that weight from the soul. So we have to push the mind away from the soul. That is our meditation. In other words, we have to, whatever the mind has collected the dross during this journey, so we have to get rid of that dross. We have to make our mind light, our friend. Then the soul gets released from the mind. So meditation is fact for the mind, but it helps the soul naturally, because soul doesn't exist anymore at all. Just the mind exists now. Soul is just dominated by the mind. So sometime in expression we always say soul, sometime in expression we use this mind, the word mind. Because they are one. They are not separated yet. Whether you say meditation is for the soul, whether you say meditation is for the mind, because they are both one. But when we analyze them, then we say meditation is mainly for the mind. Now, as you refer yourself as I consists of the soul, the mind, and the body. If you analyze, you will analyze them as three: my soul, my mind, my body. But you just say I. So similarly, we say meditation is for the soul. When we don't split them. But if you try to analyze them, then you will note that soul is different than the mind. So you can say meditation is practically for the mind. No contradiction. The way of only expression. We often say this body is given to us for meditation. Now, body is not going to meditate. Actually, the mind in the body is to meditate. But mind cannot meditate unless it is in this human body. Just a way of expression, you see. Yes. Yes, you can ask.
Master, my older brother is severely mentally retarded. And even if I were to tell him about Saint Mott, he wouldn't be able to understand. Is there anything that can be done for someone like this?
Well, sister, just look after the child. That's all. You see, when that understanding is not there, what can you do? You just do your duty, your obligation towards your brother. Look after it. Yes.
I've known a lot of Satsangs who have blindness in the past, and myself included in that. And also I've known Satsangs who say they are no longer Satsangs, and they have a new master or some other path. And my question to you is, once we are initiated, do you ever let us go?
Sister, when the marking once is made, that soul is bound to go back to the Father. Otherwise, he won't mark. If he has marked the soul, no matter how much time it takes, but it must go back to Father. When the seed has been sown, it must sprout. Whenever it will rain, it will sprout. It won't go waste. Yes.
Does every soul eventually get marked and go back to the Father?
He knows best.
I mean, what causes the soul to get marked anyway?
His discretion. And who can understand and question his discretion? when he is all in all.
Is there an element of deserving?
Well, when he makes us deserving, then we deserve. Yes.
Maharaj, along that line, I've heard you say that there's no free will. And yet, my mind likes to confuse me when I hear you say you should do this, you should do that, as if I had a choice. And then I sit there and I say, okay, if he says I should do this, then I got to put forth this effort. And I put forth all the effort and I fall flat on my face and I say, well, wait a minute. It just doesn't, I can't understand. Can you help me understand?
You see, that is also not in your will to understand it or not. You don't have a free will to understand, and also don't have a free will even to follow. When he will give us that understanding, then we will also follow. And then we will also do. So we should do our best, then leave it to him. But only that will happen what he wants it to happen. We'll start thinking in that direction then. Right understanding starts coming, and right actions start coming automatically. You would like to read anything particular?
Would it be possible to have this morning satsang translated?
Morning satsang was hardly 2 lines, but description was
From Swamiji?
You see, it was all love. How can you describe love? You have to experience it. People have written volumes over love. People have spent lives writing over love. Has anybody known it without experiencing it? Love is to be experienced. No matter how much we read, how much we are told, but we only know what love is when we are in it, not without it. It was all on love.
We did not make a nice book.
Yes, there are so many books printed over it. You see. Yes.
Regarding love, I would like to ask you, Master, if a child that grows without love, has no parents and gets no love in the early years and grows up with no love, can that person feel love at all?
Why not? He has the same mind, he has the same soul, and he has the same creator. So when he will like that child, even that child to experience love, he will experience it. Parents are just means. And he can provide some other means.
So it's not necessary first to receive love in order to give it back?
Well, normally you have to receive. But the real lover never bothers whether he receives or not. He only believes in giving. Because the more you give, the more it grows. Not more you get, more it grows. The more you give, the more it grows. Love is in giving. Love is not in taking. Whose love is always reciprocated, he doesn't know the depth of love at all. Whose love is not reciprocated, only he knows the depth of love. Yes.
heard it said that the purpose of human birth is for the purpose of God realization.
Pardon?
I've heard it said that the purpose of human birth is for God realization. To realize God. I used to work with severely handicapped children, and even though they had human birth, the majority of them would have no chance of even understanding or having that God realization. So their purpose of human birth, what's the point in it? What's the point in
Well, brother, unfortunately, they are only handicapped. So one can understand if they don't make use of this opportunity. What about the others who are not handicapped? Are they in love with the Father? Who are normal human beings with all the intellect at their command. Are they in love with the Father? How many of them are in love with the Father? How many are even humans, I would say? Is it all to be human to kill each other? Any day you take a paper, you take the radio on. What do you hear? Nation fighting against nation, country cutting the throats of another countries, brother killing another brother, broken homes, cutting each other's throats. Is it love? Aren't they normal? Aren't they humans? Where is that love? Only whom he gives. It doesn't mean that every human has that love. He's capable of showing that love. Only in this body we are capable of becoming one with him. But how many become one with him? How many desire to become one with him? So they are, of course, unfortunate. But even those who are fortunate, so-called fortunate, they don't make use of it. Yes.
A child of very young age that is incapable of understanding and remembering, that gets darshan of the master, what is the effect of the darshan on this child?
It depends upon his karma, you see. Just mere darshan means nothing. It is the desire to have darshan within us. Longing to have darshan. The love for darshan. That has effect on us. Yes.
Master, it's very difficult to offer you anything really with mind because you're doing everything. So our minds don't impress you at all. And it seems like the only thing that does impress you is meditation. That's very boring.
To begin with.
I'm talking about me really rather than anybody else.
No, with everybody. Definitely to begin with it's boring. But it becomes very tasty afterwards. You can't get rid of it. Well, that is all his grace. Yes.
Do we have to lose all the five passions before we go inside?
Yes. Not inside. I don't know what your concept of inside.
Before we get to radiant form.
You may not. All. But still you may see the radiant form. But they are all subdued.
But they're still there.
Yes. To some extent. But when you go beyond the realm of mind, then they are not there. Yes.
Are emotions like the mind that need to be stilled?
Pardon?
Are emotions, the emotions we feel, are they part of the mind? And just like the mind needs to be stilled, the emotions need to be stilled also?
Yes, you see, yesterday I told you that love and emotion raises us, uplifts us towards the Father. When passion, it pulls us down. It is the same love. But that is mind. These emotions are in mind, these passions are in mind. Yes.
Master, thoughts on from the Master is his outpouring of love to disciples. But also, is it clear of karma also?
What?
When we receive thoughts on from you, it's outpouring of love. But is it also eliminates some karma?
You see, not just mere darshan, as I told the gentleman. It is your love. Why do you have darshan? Because you can't help. If that is the condition, then definitely it helps. If it is the helplessness of the disciple to look at the master, he doesn't calculate how many karmas he has been able to wash. He is happy in his love. What effect he may get from the karmic point of view, that Lord knows best. He knows. But he doesn't calculate that. Lover never calculates what gain he is going to get when he is going to meet his beloved. He is happy to be in the company of his beloved. Then you start calculating, there is no depth in that love. It is just like an artificial flower, which has no smell, no fragrance. Yes.
How do we fill this desire for Master's darshan when we all return to our homes?
How to?
How do we,
No, he wants to know, Master, how do you fulfill the desire for Master's darshan after we return to our homes and work?
You see, separation sharpens the love. Only by separation you realize the depth of your love, not otherwise. Those who are unfortunate to separate from their beloved, they don't know the depth of their love at all. So separation is also part of love. It sharpens it. Yes.
If you do everything, when I come here like tonight, and I'm sitting here wanting to look at you, and I almost fall asleep.
Well, it must be very soothing. Or boring. Only two things can put us to sleep. Either it's very soothing to the mind or very boring to the mind. Must be then soothing. It is all right if you don't snore. You are not the only victim. I find so many enjoying that bliss. Yes.
Does a person have to be trying to reach the eye center, or could they accidentally? I mean, somebody that never heard of the eye center, but they're...
Sister, nothing happens even in this world accidentally. What to say of opening the eye center? What you call it accidentally, you may have done it in the last life.
But I'm thinking of someone who say not a satsang, but they're very devoted in their prayers, and they have some kind of experience. Are they at the eye center?
You see, what is eye center?
I don't know. That's where I'm trying to go, but I don't think I ever do.
You see, because we have a concept to see with the eye. Anything we see in this world is with the eye. So similarly, that faculty to see within, we call it eye. Third eye, single eye. Faculty to see within. That is eye.
Well, if you're imagining you're seeing within.
No question of imagining. Actually, you see.
Well, I mean, if you see something on purpose, you try to, you think about it. Is that at the eye center?
No, that is not a think. That is just thinking. That's a different thing. Imagining is something different. What you experience within and see within, that is with that faculty to see. You call it eye center. You call it third eye, call it single eye. Call it within, give it any name. Call it 10th door.
So, my son-in-law feels that he hears God. I'm just wondering if he's at the eye center.
Let him enjoy it. Why should you worry? Yes.
Well, you keep telling us to do things at the eye center, so how do we know if we're not doing it at the eye center?
You see, when your thoughts are concentrated, you will be at the eye center. When your thoughts are running outside, you're not there. When you knock at a door, you know this is the door which you are knocking when it is opened. If it doesn't open, then you are not knocking at the door. Or the door is too strong, or you are knocking somewhere else. So when you see that light within, you hear that sound within, at a particular point, you know you are knocking at the right door. That is the sign of that door. The light and the sound. Yes.
Master, this is a past love. Could you talk some more about love, even with a story?
Sister, we talk nothing else but love here, whole day. What is love? Love is just to lose your own identity, to become another being. That is love. To exist in someone is love. To exist for someone is love. And what is there to talk about? As I just said, that lady, it is to be experienced. If you explain to somebody who has never tasted sweets, they're so delicious, no matter what you go on explaining, it makes no impact on that person unless he eats. Then you don't have to explain anything to him.
Even though the Satsangi doesn't try to look inside with his physical eyes, it's very difficult to detach consciousness from the eye center, and it has to go to that other eye center. Can you give some hints?
I've not followed your point. How can you, what is there to detach from the eye center?
The consciousness, which is only in the eyes, in the two eyes, even though the two eyes are not looking, the consciousness tends to stay at that level.
No. You're not at all concerned with that consciousness of the eyes at all. You just to forget whether eyes exist or not. Mind is to be here at the eye center. You are not trying to consciously or unconsciously try to avert eyes within to find something within, then it will be difficult to detach yourself from that consciousness. But you just forget about the eyes. They don't exist anymore at all. And you are just in the darkness here. And being there, you have to do Simran. Never be conscious of your eyes at all. Otherwise, you can never be able to get rid of that. You see, the habit of physically trying to look within.
So if one is not conscious of the eyes, one is automatically
there. Automatically there. Yes.
Maharaj, what's the value of sitting in Bhati at the end of our meditation, 45 minutes or so, when not only do we not hear him,
Brother, habit to hear should be formed. When the habit to hear is formed, then we start hearing also. If you don't create that habit, then how would we ever hear that?
can one in fact begin to hear in that period, even though when one begins it, the mind is not conscious?
You see, no. I mean, concentration is essential. That is the first step. Then you will hear. But to make us conscious about the sound also, that habit should also be there towards, mind should also be diverted towards the sound. So we must sit also. Yes.
When doing barging, when you hear a general noise of in the head, you hear a general noise. It's just the body ticking over or something. Do we listen to that noise? Is the Shabbat coming through that noise?
I can't say what you are referring to the noise about, but sometimes definitely when you press your thumb too much, then you hear some thumping. Something like thumping of the...
No, it's more of a continual...
But that we should not bother at all. And that has nothing to do with sound. You actually, with the help of concentration, automatically all noises fade out.
There's complete silence.
Except that Shabbat, sound of the Shabbat. And to begin with, there are many types of sounds. But one should never try to differentiate one from the other. One should never try to pick up a particular sound and try to get rid of the other sounds. Otherwise, you'll be lost in picking up. You should go on hearing all. Automatically, with the help of concentration, other sounds will fade out. And only that pulling sound, that will stay of Shabbat. Others will fade out. But if we try to differentiate, try to find the particular one, then we are lost in that. And concentration also is scattered. Yes.
The sounds that appear during the time of Simran, we are not to be paid attention to them?
No, sound will always be there at the time of Simran. It is not in our hand to switch off and on. Sound is always there, even at the time of Simran. Let it be there. But you keep your mind in Simran. Don't try to shut it out. Let it be there. But keep your mind in Simran. Yes.
Master, before coming to Dera, our source of inspiration for meditation is satsang, reading the books, fellow satsangi. But now that we've had the opportunity to be here at Dera and be in your physical presence, it seems so much better to be in the presence of the Master for that inspiration. And I find it very difficult and also very envious of all these souls that live in Dera to be having to think about going home, and very fearful of going back to reading books as my source of inspiration or satsang.
Sister, build the Dera within yourself and take it with you. Don't leave it here.
That seems so easy to say.
That's right. As I said, that separation also is essential. It has its own part to play. You know, Christ said in the Bible, "It is expedience for you that I leave you now." How can it be in the advantage of a disciple that a master leaves them? Just to create that separation which should sharpen the love and devotion, so that he may realize where he stands in his love and devotion. You read Babaji's letter, Babaji is also mentioned to Great Master that this is in your advantage. So what it does is all right, but we should attend to meditation wherever it keeps us. Any other question?
Yes, Raji. Many times you quoted Guru Nanak Sahib about he who has no desires in life is the king of kings. How can we best try to follow that in our daily living and being a satsang?
Actually, brother, that understanding, that realization only comes automatically by meditation. All our attachments start loosening, all our desires starts fading out, when with the help of meditation, that longing, that intensity is being created within. This automatically, that attitude becomes. Guru Nanak says, बिन बोले सब कुछ जानदा, किस आगे कीजिए अरदास. To whom are you praying? Before whom are you see, presenting a list of your demands, of your desires? He knows even without your asking what you need. You don't have to pray to him, you don't have to ask him. He already knows what you need. If he is a giver, he is also a knower. If he knows, then why show our lack of faith in him, what we need? He will give us what he thinks best for us. Why should we desire? So this attitude automatically comes by meditation. That is why Christ said, "O ye of little faith." Have you no faith in Father that you are asking him for these wombs and for these things? Doesn't he know what you need? Want to provide you all that? What he thinks it is in your interest? And same Guru Nanak has quoted. He says he is the king of kings who becomes desireless.